Again to another beautiful time to learn from a character in scripture. I believe this will bless you. I hope it's going to be shorter, but I believe it's going to really bless you. We're looking at Rhoda. Rhoda. Some people don't know that that name is in scripture. Rhoda. And for Rhoda, what we are going to be looking at, it's our story is just in two or three verses of scripture. Not so much, but a lot of profound things to learn. But we're just going to center on the fact that we are looking at looking forward to your answer, or you can term it expectant faith. Now, let me give you a backstory. The Bible records in the book of Acts, chapter 12, that Herod was fighting against the church. He took James, beheaded James, and when he saw that the thing pleased the people, he went for Peter. Now, I hope you know that Peter was like general overseer of the church at that time, or what the Catholics would term Pope. So now for you to go for the head, a serious problem came. And the Bible said in the book of Acts chapter 12, verse 5, that while Peter was in prison, prayer was made by the church without ceasing for Peter. In other words, there was consistent prayer. They were hammering on prayer. They've taken James. Will they also kill Peter? Now, the beautiful thing was, I want to believe that this prayer was going on at different houses, but possibly the Bible decides to show us one of the houses that this prayer was going on. And it was the house of Mary, not Mary that we learned from yesterday or on day 15. So we're looking at Mary, the mother of John Mark. Now, you know John Mark that wrote the book of Mark, supposedly. And while they were praying, God had delivered our apostle Peter in such a miraculous way. Angels came, took off the chains, took Peter out. Doors were opening of their own accord. Peter was walking, didn't know what was going on until his eye became clear and felt like, okay, let him go to the house of Mary. And when he got there, he knocked on the door. Guess what? They continued praying. They didn't even know that Peter had come. But this little lady, Rhoda, went to the door. She must have said, "Who is there?" And then heard Peter's voice. She was so excited. She ran back. She didn't open the door. She ran back to tell them that Peter is there. Do you know what they told her? Something they do for head. Maybe it's his ghost. Come on, let's keep praying, Joe. Can you imagine such an irony? You are praying for an answer. Answer came. You didn't recognize that answer has come. You continued praying. But the beautiful thing, lesson to learn from this was that Rhoda did not see Peter before she became excited. Many of us, the things you've been seeing around you are actually the signs of the answer to your prayer. But no, you say, God is playing, is flashing you. God is playing you. Or possibly you are looking for another thing that looks like a sign. You want God to stretch, let him show you the vision, let him make it palpable. Especially some of you that are brothers. The lady has been around you. You say no until you are waiting for the lady to propose to you. Well done. But you see, the thing now is that how faith works is that your expectation should be so strong that even when you begin to see little signs, it is sufficient enough to know that God is at work. Do you know when Elijah, that was given as a model of prayer in the book of James chapter 5, the Bible said that he was a man with like passion like us. In other words, he had same feelings like us. According to scripture, he buried his head down, praying for rain to come. Now, I hope you know that all he needed was just a small feast. I wonder what that servant saw in the book of First Kings chapter, I think chapter 18 now. I wonder what that servant saw for him to think that was a sign to come and tell Elijah that I see something like the feast of a man. That was sufficient sign for Elijah to take on and begin to prepare. I hope you know that the way we work with God, it matters that you are able to discern the flow of the Spirit, to just hinge on everything that God gives you as a sign. But you see, most of the times, I think we just blatantly say empty prayers, no expectation. Just so you know, faith without expectation or praying without expectation is not a manifestation of faith. Many times we join our hands and we're praying. People do not expect that things will happen. You see, even if the thing will happen, many people will not know because they were not expecting it. They were not expecting it. What we see as the characteristic of Rhoda here was, she was not waiting to see Peter before she believed it was Peter. The people had, Peter knocked, if it was today, Peter knocked till his knuckles peeled off before those people agreed that it was Peter. I wonder what was going on. Okay, ja da 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 ba, le pa 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 ba ba ba, and they were hearing knock. Leave him, is his angel. Even if it was his angel, she would have not gone to see the angel first. Whether we can ask the angel, how far? Why are you the show? What of Peter? Do you understand? But no, ika ba 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 ba, le bo 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 bo, no expectation, because their prayers. Possibly, I wonder what was going on in them. Maybe they felt like there was going to be somewhere that the prayer should reach first before God will move. This prayer they were praying, at least we could infer according to scripture that it was because of their prayer that deliverance came for Peter. But no, there was no expectation. What is the lesson to learn? You wake up in the morning or at any point in time to pray. It matters that you don't just open your mouth to pray because it's a culture that you are keeping on, a ritual that you are keeping. No, it matters that you back it up with expectation. You see, everybody that is expecting, when they see the smallest signs, they are able to position themselves for the full manifestation. And many of us, your small signs have come, they've passed you by. The manifestation also came because you were not expecting, because you were giving empty prayers. Empty, not because your words were empty. God had moved at that word, but because you were not expecting, it passed you by. What that means for you is this. You are starting this year. You are going to join your own denomination to do the beginning of the year prayers and so on. Be very intentional about your prayers. Know that your words are not empty. You serve a God that answers prayer. Last year, I had a song coming to my spirit. I'm not a noisemaker. I am, and I'm not praying to a deaf God. Do you understand? So you are not a noisemaker. You are not talking to a deaf God. Know that what you are communicating is causing things to happen, and believe it in your heart. When you believe something, you add expectations to it. So as you commit things to God's hand, put expectations there. It means that you are not you are sure that the God you are talking to is not only able but is willing. Many people believe that God can, but they don't believe that God will. You need to believe that faithfulness dimension of God, that is not only able to do things, but He is willing to do things for His children. I hope this has been some charge for you, and I believe it will propel the way you pray, to help improve the way you pray, and push your expectation. So now that you've heard me, I hope your prayer will have more intentionality to it, so that you will not miss your Kairos moment. This should be a blessing to you. Thank you very much. If you love the content, do well to like, comment on something that has blessed you, and you can share to somebody that needs it. Somebody's going through a difficult time. Let them know that their miracle is very close. Let them begin to see the signs, right? And you can subscribe if you have not subscribed. It's not fair if you have not subscribed. Thank you very much. God bless you.